this is a story of turnaround for me that God did that was crazy. So, and it's got to do with my children's names. We go back to episode 1 if you have time, but if this is your first time here, my father was absent drugs and alcohol. At the age of 20, had the chance to forgive him, and right at, or 21, excuse me, 20, he came and apologized. It took me 9 months to actually forgive him. At 21, I did forgive him. Right after I forgave him, he passed away, and that situation brought me to Christ in so many ways. So I'm with Christ, walking my life out. I'm getting my life together. Tia and I have been dating. I'm working on me becoming the man I should be for her. We eventually get married, and we have this 5-year plan of like, hey, let's enjoy us for 5 years, and then let's bring children into the equation. So we make it to 4, but like at one point, we're not even thinking about kids. And my dad's been dead for 6-7 years at this point, something like that. I got to look at the math. And my motivation was, I want to be a better dad than he was. That's my motivation at the time. So one day we're just like watching TV, and out of nowhere, it's like this lightning bolt thought in my mind of, hey, T, if we have a daughter one day, we should name her Shekinah. Like, not thinking about kids, not thinking about names,
just random.
Like, we're watching the show or something. It's like, it threw her off. She was like, what? Like,
right, what
are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, I don't know, if we have a girl, we should name her Shekinah.
That was a download. I call that download.
That was a download.
Yeah, that was a download.
That was God speaking. And Shekinah means God's manifest glory, his glory present with you. That's what it means in the Bible. When there's like the glory cloud descends on the temple, it's typically referred to as the Shekinah glory of God. So it's the manifest right here in your face, tangible, thick glory of God. That's what Shekinah means. So we say, we talk about that, and then shortly after that, Tia's like, hey, I'm pregnant. Wow. I was like, all right, so you know what I'm saying? So daughter's on the way, and I'm excited because got a kid coming, and also terrified that I'm gonna screw this up. And do what my dad did and let my family down. So fast forward to the delivery room. I mean, my daughter had a special situation because when this is cute. When my wife was asleep, if my wife turned away from me, my daughter would kick her in the stomach and like make her, and when she turned back and faced me, she would stop.
That's wild. That's
crazy, right?
That's super. That's gospel cute. For real, man. Yo, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's a cool thing I always remember. So fast forward to delivery day. Shekinah is her name. She has my mother-in-law's middle name, Charnel.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Charlene. And she's born. My daughter's about 5 minutes old. She comes out the womb. She hears my voice. She's just looking like, cause she, you know what I mean, all that stuff. And so now I'm holding my greatest joy and my biggest fear. I'm holding Shekinah in my hands. And my mom pulls me to the side and she says, do you have any idea what today is? I was like, I mean, my first kid birthday. Like,
right.
She's like, and she kind of came 2 weeks early.
Okay.
She said, today is your father's birthday. I never knew my dad's birthday to the day my first kid was born.
So your daughter was born on your dad's birthday.
Born on my.
She wasn't supposed to be.
No.
Was 2 weeks early.
She was 2 weeks early. And I never knew that day. It wasn't like I was seeking like, hey, induce her so I can tell this cool story.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it just happened.
Yeah.
And I never knew his birthday, like, until that day. Because why would I celebrate his birthday?
Right.
He wasn't around. I didn't celebrate Father's Day.
Right.
So it was just like, what's going on? And that moment of fear when she told me that, it was like God nudging me. There's so many things that came together in that moment. My Shekinah, God's glory is now visiting you. My father's birthday at 7/7. If you get into biblical numbers, completion,
yeah.
Number of 7, right? God rests on the seventh day.
Yeah.
7/7. You can't plan that.
Yeah.
And it was almost as if God was whispering to me, if you will trust me with this, I will turn all of this around in your story. I'm not into reincarnate. I don't believe that my dad was coming. None of that stuff. But I believe it was a symbolic wink from God.
Yeah, my cousin calls it a kiss on the forehead. God gives you a kiss on the forehead.
Beautiful. That can't say it better. Yeah. God kiss on the forehead, saying, I'm here.
Yep.
Trust me with this, and I will turn your story around.
That's good.
So that was the beauty of my daughter's name, born on my father's birthday and all that stuff. God is turning around my father's story to make me into dad that I wish I had. Now, God fast forward to my son. God starts to heal me. So I go from, I'm going to prove I'm a better man than he was, a better dad than he was, to I just want to be the dad he could have been.
Okay.
If he'd have met Christ in time.
Very good.
So now.
That's a better perspective.
Yeah, and it's just mature. I was healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, Tia, I'm trying to figure out, I always skip this verse, honor your father and mother. I skipped it because, like, why would I want to honor my father? Reading that language gives me pain. Yeah. I love honoring my mom. So I like 9.5 of the commandments.
Got
it. Right? And how do I honor my father now that he's dead, right? Mm-hmm. And the only thought I had was, what if, and I went to Tia, like, what if we give my son my dad's first name as his middle name? Just to honor my father in the earth a little bit.
Yeah.
So his name's Daniel, but with a Z. And my wife was like, cool, well, I'm with it. What do you think about if we ever have a boy, the first name Josiah? Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, let's do something else. Like, I just, you know what I mean? I was kind of like, I wanted some old, I was being too deep. I want some old deep biblical, like, super Hebrew name for no reason. I just wanted to go like, find me the name in the Bible with the most syllables and let's do that. And that's why I was, and I brought some out, like out the Old Testament. Tia was like, if he don't get out of here.
Yeah. Set him up like that.
Right. So she got pregnant and we're about 8 months in and, she's carrying the baby. So she won the argument. And so it's Josiah Daniel. And I was like, all right, cool. So we're 8 months, we're about a month away. And I was sitting in Krispy Kreme on Northampton Boulevard.
Hot light was on?
I don't remember, bro, but I just know I was in there. I could smell the stuff.
Okay.
Probably. Because why else would you go?
Why would you be there? Right.
Shout out Krispy Kreme if you want to sponsor the show.
For real, we need a sponsorship.
I'm sitting in there, and I'm like, let me look up what the name means. I had a book of biblical names with.
So you didn't know what the name meant?
I didn't know what Josiah meant.
Okay.
And when I looked up the name, it became very clear to me that God was giving me another kiss on the forehead, with Josiah being the first name and Daniel being the second name. Josiah literally means Yahweh heals.
Okay.
So, Josh over there about to shout.
Okay.
He's like, all right.
That's the shout right there.
Dude. Yahweh heals Daniel Anderson is my son's name. I mean, my son's literal name is God heals my dad. That's crazy. And while he's healing me to the point where I can even try to honor my dad in earth, he was healing me so he could send that message to me about, I'm going to keep turning your story around if you keep trusting me.
Yeah.
And I'm not planning any of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is God injecting himself.
That's how life is supposed to go if we're a follower of Christ, is to let him plan and order our steps.
Let him write the pages, give the book over to him and say, I just want to play my part. What script do you have for me here?
Absolutely.
And then you get to improv your lines. You get to fill in some stuff.
It's a bestseller.
But if I could just let him, here's the pen, bro. Mm-hmm. I see God not even typing, just ink, quill. Like,